Is there a positive word or phrase that guides your life? I'm a linguist. I study language and the impact it has on individuals and cultures. And personally, I know the incredible impact of positive language in fostering confidence, creating community, challenging cultural norms, and sparking transformation. Let me share a bit today about my own journey and how language has played a pivotal role in shaping my life. The Midwest is currently my home, but my journey started in southern Somalia. I was born 2 years before the outbreak of a decades-long civil war. Following a 3-year stay in the Ifo refugee camp in Kenya, my family immigrated to the United States. Lived in Tennessee for only 6 months before realizing it wasn't for us. And then we eventually settled on Fresno, California, where I spent most of my life in this apartment behind me. During those formative years in Fresno, we all navigated the challenges and wonders of adapting to a new culture and language. And at just 6 years old, I felt like a small fish in a vast ocean, yearning for invisibility in this overwhelming new environment. In those early chapters of my life, Ms. Schaefer, my first grade teacher, provided to be a steady hand in these shifting sands. Her compassion, daily encouragement, and unyielding belief in my potential were like a quiet harbor, offering protection from the recent storm of traumas. One day, I stood up in class. The class fell silent. My legs were wobbling. At this point, I was only in the country for 1 year. The class was quiet as I opened and read through a rather large book, The Ugly Duckling. I know, how perfect, right? Ms. Schaefer would go on to recall this moment every time I saw her, even into my high school years. She would include any willing or unwilling passerby in the storytelling. As she would narrate this incident, beaming with pride as she did so, my spirit would soar like a bird in the sky, and the embarrassment that would sweep over me would soon turn into empowerment. Now, those early years in Fresno were not my only connection to language. That connection ran much deeper. The legacy of language in my extended family is like an unbreakable thread, weaving its way through generations and holding us all together. Because not only is Somalia known as the nation of poets, my maternal grandfather, Mohammed Umar Dage, was a famous abwan, or poet, whose verses continue to be recited and read even to this day. Similarly, my paternal grandfather, Mohammed Umar Magan, was a sheikh, or Islamic scholar, and he was a linguist who was fluent in 7 languages. And yes, I had 2 grandfathers with the same first and last name. As a child, I would hear stories about these larger-than-life figures who, though they had departed in my parents' own childhoods, had enduring legacies that lived on through the power of storytelling, through the power of words. Later on in my childhood and adolescent years, however, I saw another side to the power of language. Externally, inaccurate labels, negative nicknames, racism, xenophobia, and othering language were part of this experience. But internally, I was a daydreamer, often flowing through the current of my own thoughts, trying to reconstruct the captivating words and worlds and stories that I read between the pages of books. The disparity between these captivating words and my ever-changing reality left me feeling like a leaf that was floating on the river, sailing to an unknown destination. Even so, I held on to my love of words. This fascination with language led me to the field of linguistics. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. After earning 2 degrees in this field, this became a pathway to becoming an ESL teacher or English as a second language. And in my teaching philosophy, I used positive and empowering language to motivate my young and older learners alike. This approach not only influenced my students, it also shaped my active involvement in the broader community in California and later in Minnesota. An epic and pretty pivotal language moment. In 2021, I participated in a collective of professionals, parents, and self-advocates who championed a new word in Somali for autism. You see, in the Somali community, those who are autistic are often referred to as qof hanuunsan, or a sick person. This new word initiative was led by Dr. Hussein Ojama. He coined the term Mong God, or unique mind, in 2020. And we came to a consensus. This was the perfect term. The news of Mong God soon went viral on news and on social media. This term, Mong God, it changes the perspective, and it shifts the focus from deficit-oriented language and negative descriptors of neurodiversity to an uplifting and positive definition for our community. And the response to Mong God was simply amazing. Wanting to further this work on positive language, I created Konei, the world's first ever Somali and English affirmation cards. I created these cards to help my community get closer to healing and mental well-being. In this deck of 52 cards, I use positive phrases in both English and Somali. And here's a look at them. The cards feature, one unique feature of the cards is that they are double-sided so that they can be used personally or within community. Another feature is that they have symbols of nomadic life and Somali artifacts, making them multi-layered and meaningful. Intentionally, I chose words and phrases that had lost meaning due to colonialism, war, the refugee experience, and feeling a lack of belonging in a new home. Now, affirmations like "Inna ba'adi mi'ihi," I'm extraordinary, or "Nola shayda wa muhim," my life matters, are not the cultural norm for Somalis. In fact, these affirmations might come off as strange, maybe even self-absorbed. I knew this going in, but as I hoped and dreamed, the enthusiastic embrace of Konei Cards created a profound shift in mindset. The stories that I've shared today illustrate the immense potential of positive language. Konei Cards had an impact across different generations, from third culture kids like me, or as we're referred to fondly as the Say Wallahi generation, to our elders. Konei Cards transformed people's thinking about language, and it pushed them to incorporate affirmative language into the cultural fabric. Now, as I said, the stories that I shared today, they show the immense power of positive language to create community, cultivate confidence, challenge cultural norms, and catalyze transformation. Let us all be agents of positivity in a world where it is lacking. I invite each of you to incorporate one word or phrase into your daily conversations and watch how it transforms your interactions with others and in your own mindset. I'm certain that you will see the transformational power of positive language. In the beginning, I asked you all, is there a guiding word or phrase in your life that's positive? Well, here's mine. Wanisku kalsona hai. I believe in myself. This talk is dedicated to my late mother, Hodan Mohamed Umar Dage, the one who first had Kalsoni in me. Thank you.